Welcome back to Faster. Hey everybody, my name is Ryan, and in today's video we're going to talk about 4 things that I like about the Traxxas TRX-6 I got here behind me. I'm also going to explain why this is my personal favorite vehicle out of my entire fleet. So let's go ahead and get to it, and I'll see you on the other side of the intro. I feel the power surging, ready to take flight. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about that I like about the Traxxas TRX-6 is going to be the ultimate versatility of this vehicle and the unmatched crawling ability. So I've owned this rig since 2019. I've taken it rock crawling, I've taken it out bashing, I've taken it rolling around my backyard, around the edges of the fences. I've crawled over my kids' toys. You name it, I probably crawled over it. I even did some crawling inside my house. But the point I want to make is this specific truck, the TRX-6 with its third axle, has just a crazy crawling ability. It is able to crawl over some obstacles that a lot of my 4x4s can't get over themselves, and really the magic in that third axle just makes this such a special truck and something very unique that I just really haven't really been able to replicate outside of just having a TRX-6. But even more than the awesome crawling, for some reason the stability of this platform and having that third axle and just the overall stability of the chassis allows this thing to actually be able to do more than crawling and to do a lot of bashing. So in my specific rig here, I have a brushed Hobbywing 4000K brushless motor with a Castle ESC, and this thing has tons of power, and especially in second gear, it just absolutely rips. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is there's like this kind of, to quote another video from RC Reviews, where he hits it right on the head perfectly, has a massive sweet spot. And that is 100% true, and I would agree to it, that when you add brushless power to this platform, it creates that massive sweet spot where you're able to do practically anything with this rig. If you go out walking outside of your house or you go to a park, you can go bash it, you can go run it up in a field, drive it fast, and kick it in second gear and brushless with a 3S. This thing will rip down the grass or go down the street or asphalt, you name it. But then if you find a spot where you want to go do some rock crawling in the creek or on the side of a road, or wherever you're at, it can absolutely do that too. It can get up some crazy obstacles, and you can see here in some of the video clips, I just took it to a park and I'm able to climb over tons of obstacles. So like there really was nothing that could stop it in its path. So without harping on it too much, that massive sweet spot and just how well this rig performs is just incredible, and really it's probably my favorite vehicle in my entire fleet, for being honest. So that's all I got for that. Let's go ahead and talk about the next thing. Alright, so next up, what we're going to talk about is reliability. So I know I touch on reliability on a lot of my other videos with the Traxxas Slash and the Stampedes, but let me tell you, I've owned this TRX-6 since 2019, so we're going on 5 years. I have not had to replace like a single part on this truck. Now, I've taken it apart, I've done cleaning, I've cleaned up diffs, I've added new fluids, I've done things, to like the shocks and things like that. Other than like routine maintenance type stuff, I haven't had to change a single part. And I'm trying to think of it right now, like not one part comes to mind where I've had to like go to the hobby store or order some part online and change it outside of like the tires. I would say, okay, one thing does come to mind, and this is not like nothing to do so much with reliability. I've ran this truck so much and done so much bashing that actually the middle set of tires, the foams inside those tires, is pretty much like disintegrated and like non-existent. So I have them on the middle axle where they're like, which is kind of cool because like when you do some rock crawling, because the tires on that middle axle, the foams are basically gone. It does a really good job of gripping when you're climbing up obstacles. So like, even though technically like the foams have failed and they've disintegrated over time, it actually like does a better job of crawling than it did when I first got it. So I don't know, like, so yeah, I gotta probably change wheels and tires, but that's it. Like that's the only thing that I'd probably have to change other than like cosmetic stuff if I wanted to. So reliability, like 100% A+ is excellent on this truck. So with that, let's go ahead and talk about the next thing. And the next part I'm going to talk about here, number 3, is another thing that I touch on a lot with a lot of Traxxas vehicles, and it's something that's very important to me, is just part availability. And so we talked about reliability, and then of course I'm going to talk about part availability. So if you break apart on this, with this platform being obviously a part of the TRX4 platform, It is heavily supported throughout the RC industry. Most hobby shops you go to are most likely going to have parts for this truck like on the wall themselves. And so that's, to me, is always a good thing. It's nice knowing that you're able to go to like a local hobby shop and buy parts if you need to, or at least be able to go online and get whatever parts you need to fix your rig and keep it going. The worst thing ever is having a truck that eventually is discontinued and then falls out of favor, and then you literally can't get parts anymore. Looking at you, Proline. Got a Proline Pro 2, which does that to me. But anyways, it's a massive deal to me. It's the reason why I have so many Traxxas vehicles, is because I'm able to get parts endlessly and I can keep things running forever essentially. And so this truck, like I said, I haven't broken any parts in this truck, but whenever I do break a part, I need to start changing things out, I know that I'm gonna have no issue being able to go to the hobby store and get the parts that I need. And so with that, let's go ahead and get to number 4. All right, number 4. So number 4 is gonna be like a little bit controversial, and maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Comment if it is controversial to you, but I don't think so. But I want to talk about the body. So this body, I know it's a Mercedes body. When I first bought this truck, I was like, had 100% intention to build some type of custom body for this truck or do something else and just anything to get that Mercedes logo off of the truck. But I'll be honest with you, while I understand this is not everybody's like most favorite brand of truck or like just the type of rig that they would drive personally, obviously it's like an $800,000 truck, so none of us are going to drive it, or not very many of us. I just want to note that the longer I've owned this truck, the more the body has like really grown on me, and I actually like it a lot now. Just looking at it, the scale detail and the thought and the effort that went into creating this body is just like second to none. All the moldings, the grills, the mirrors, like it all just adds to the entire package. And it's really grown on me a lot. And I think it's actually like a fantastic looking body. And also think like the truck itself is really cool. If you actually go look at other running videos of the actual true G63 6x6, like in real life, the thing is like a true like marvel of engineering and like amazing. If I had the chance to ever get one in real life, I think it'd be cool to get, although that'll probably never happen. But with that, the body, I get it. Like if you don't like the body, I totally understand. Not all of us are in the Mercedes G63s and that kind of stuff. But I like it. It's grown on me. I do think at some point I'm probably going to buy another body and do a different paint scheme and all that kind of stuff. But at the moment, I'm just rocking the gunmetal, and I like it. It's scratched up, it's beat up, but I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. And I guess the other part, the reason why it grew on me a little bit is because it kind of reminds me of like the old Hummers, like the Hummer H2, or even like the original Hummer, just big and imposing, wide, and just like the ultimate off-road vehicle. I think there's a lot of comparisons between the old Hummers and this G63 Mercedes. So that's my 2 cents on the body. Let's go ahead and talk about final thoughts. All right, so we're at the final thoughts section of the video, and we'll try to keep this a little bit short. I know I'm letting this video get longer than my other ones, but I truly love this truck. It is my favorite vehicle in my entire fleet. I think I have 8 or 9 RCs. I'll do a video on that actually. We'll do a video and show you my entire fleet. But this one is my favorite, and I'm going to tell you why. It is because of that massive sweet spot. I can take this thing practically anywhere. I could take it to the park. I drive it in my own backyard. Like some of my footage that I have in this video is just me running it in my backyard. Like sometimes my kids want to play out in the backyard and we're not going anywhere, and I just want to run an RC. This G63 6x6, I can play with it in the backyard and actually have some fun with it. I can crawl over like some of the kids' obstacles. I can crawl up slides. I can go in some of my dirt paths around my fence. It's super versatile. Like there's just so many. I would put it this way: there is a shorter list of places you can't take this RC than there is a list of places where you can take this RC. You can literally take it anywhere. Park. You can take it rock crawling. Go to the mountains. Go to the lake. You know, obviously if it had wings it'd probably fly. But it's just so versatile, and it's why it's my favorite thing. And I guess kind of like at a deeper level, one of the things about RC that I'm always like hunting for is for like the ultimate do-it-all vehicle where I can go anywhere, crawl over anything, not let any obstacle stop my RC. And really this truck embodies that. It can do practically everything. Does it take a few upgrades? It does. You need a better motor and ESC and a servo, but once you have that, this thing is like unstoppable. So that's just my 2 cents. It's my favorite rig. It's the one that like really puts the biggest smile on my face. And some of the footage I took this last week, I had a blast taking it to the park and crawling over some of the obstacles and going in some of the ditch and landscaped areas. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I highly recommend this vehicle. It's gonna be something that I don't think I'll ever get rid of this rig, or at least it won't be for like a very long time. I've already owned it for 5 years and I have no intention of getting rid of it. So that's all I got for my final thoughts, guys. If you have anything to say, if you like this video, do you own a TRX-6, you're thinking about TRX-6, go ahead and comment below. Tell me what you're thinking. I'd love to hear back from you guys. Otherwise, like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in more TRX-6 videos, I'm going to have a couple videos popping up here in just a second. Go ahead and click on one of those, and I'll see you on the next one.